Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 667th meeting of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Around this room, I mean, for once, all of us are here. Okay, not all of us, some of us are here together, sitting in one room for the first time, seeing the world of each other. One room to speak to each other. So all of this is just weird, and at the same time, it is fascinating, if I'm not wrong. Welcome, everyone. And we have an incredible session lined up. What you must know is that we have prepared speeches from two speakers, and they're going to be presenting two pathway speeches from the dynamic leadership pathway. And we have a special table topic session, which will be conducted by our immediate past president. It seems some of our audios here are cut off. Apologies for that. All right, then. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. Regardless, back to the topic. We have two pathway speeches lined up, and we have the table topic session, which will be conducted by our immediate past president, Toastmaster Mayur. But what all of you must know is that there are some principles that all of us must comply with during a Toastmasters meeting. There are four of them, actually. One of them is for us to keep our microphones muted at all times, except when we are told or given the opportunity to speak. Point number two, it's important that we show our appreciation to everybody. Every speaker and every table topic speaker should be appreciated rightfully, and all of that can be done with a simple thumbs up. And then it's important that we keep our videos on at all times so that we can see all your beautiful faces in the room. That is except when you actually are going in and around the room. If you're going in and around the room, then we obviously wouldn't want to see that. So you can keep your video off. And that's pretty much it then. That's it. So all of you, gear yourself up because we have a special meeting today. And without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to someone that I believe is the most energetic person in this room, far more energetic than any of us here, to be honest. He set this up along with his family. He is none other than our presiding officer, Joseph Felix Benedict. Joseph Felix Benedict, the presiding officer. The stage is yours.
Good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and my dear friends and honorable guests. A warm welcome to Speech Weavers 667th meeting number. I also welcome the participants. I acknowledge the presence of Toastmaster Saurav, who is the division director designate, and all other invitees who are Toastmaster C. Lakshmi, Toastmaster Sahil, Toastmaster Priscilla. A warm welcome in a special way. Thank you for presenting yourself for this meeting. I hope this meeting will have a very good energy as well as education. As you know, recently the world is talking about environment. Mostly what we do is just we plant some hundreds of saplings and forget. At the same time, we do deforestation of 1,000 plants, which has grown 50 years of time, does not match with the 100,000 saplings also, because it's a time factor. And what is happening? The greenhouse gases was heating the earth. So this is what everybody in the world is concerned. Parvati Jr. is a bioscientist and research coordinator from the Somya Research Institute, Maharashtra, advocates that addressing global climate change through education. That is the only way that the world could stand up and do something. Without education, nobody knows. Everybody will speak, but there is no action. Unless you are educated on this, then only everything is possible. She says the climate action-based curriculum and substantially focused research in a local context will deliver impactful solutions. Climate change is the most popularized and perceived synonym for global warming is our topic of today. Let us understand Earth is warming or heating, the associated terminologies, and then explore how education can deliver change makers. Greenhouse gases trap the sun's heat and increase the Earth's average surface temperature, which is called global warming. So the increase in greenhouse gases is heating the Earth rather than warming. According to Professor Richard Betts, global heating leads to long-term modification of Earth's climate. According to COP24, reports a temperature of more than 1.5 degrees Celsius will lead to irreversible damage to the Earth and its life forms. Now, what we are doing, we are proceeding with so much of infrastructure in concrete. If you have read today's paper, the Bangalore city has increased 6 degrees temperature just because we are doing the hard surface, so concrete roads, which is impermeable substance. That increases the temperature. Some time back, I was the advisor for BBMP Chief Engineer Infrastructure, and he presented a project to me for suggestion of concrete roads in the whole of Bangalore in order to avoid traffic congestion. I said, that is miserable. Why? Because the lower level road will always be in the dark, and every time 24/7 you will need a light, and a lot of noise pollution and lots of air pollution also. So this was not a good idea. So he discarded that one, but he followed actually the hot topic. That is not necessary in a city. City should have a infrastructure which is permeable so that the groundwater is also maintained and flooding is also avoided. The hard top is always a bad decision, and it could be on the highway, it is a better solution. Inculcating, you see, we have to reduce the heat and manage the heat without disturbing nature and work on green alternatives to power functions. Climate dread and overwhelming feeling towards the impact of climate change on life. It's a reality for the young generation. Inculcating environmental conscious and green conscious, a way to face the dead on. Today, NCERT, that is National Council for Educational Research and Training, taken up environmental protection courses at all levels of education so that awareness is much needed because the impact of climate change on Earth is being felt most emerging economics. Now let us proceed with the next program. Is there anyone who can take up as a joke master in the audience? There is no response.
Someone has raised their hand. It is
I am there, sir. I am there. Distinguished Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict. This is Annadatta Murali Manohar. Do you mind me being the joke master if you want? Can I go ahead? Okay. A child is telling mother, Mommy, I'm not getting sleep. Can you tell me some story? Mother says, don't worry, beta. Father is going to come in 10 minutes. I'm going to ask him only one thing, why you are late. And you can hear a lot of stories. I don't know how many of you understood this. Okay, if you want to laugh, I will give you one more joke. A person came home after having a tiring day, and his wife told him, "You know who has come to our house? Please see." And he sees his father-in-law and mother-in-law. The wife says, "Can you go and bring something from the market?" He went and got auto. Did anyone understand this? He went and got auto to send them back. Okay. Maybe my jokes are still not understood by many. Thank you. Over to you, President.
Time.
So sorry to intervene in between, but Mr. Presiding Officer, you are not audible. No, not yet.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
But we can't hear them. Volume is maximum.
Okay, you can try speaking again. Let's see if it works.
Vidhu, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
That's because the speaker has been removed.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. Go ahead.
No, it's actually because the speaker is not connected. That's
Yes, yes, you are audible now. Yes.
So he is audible to you, but you are not audible.
You are not
to us.
audible to us.
No, we can hear everybody.
No, you
I
can
can
hear
hear
us.
both.
We can't hear you.
No, I can hear everybody.
Yeah, we cannot hear anyone.
Hello. Are we audible?
Yes.
That is distracting. No, sir.
It's time for introducing the Toastmaster of the day. He is a qualified lawyer, retired from the corporate company secretary, and is an active member of the Commerce Institute, Bangalore chapter. He's a senior Toastmaster of the club, past president, and is a marathon runner and a yoga practitioner. He obtained a diploma in corporate governance conducted by ICSI. Please join hands in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Milind. Over to you, DTM Milind.
My dazzling president, Toastmaster Joseph Benedict, my stunning fellow Toastmasters, and my scintillating guest. Question to all of you. Are machines getting smarter? Question to you is, as machine gets smarter, a growing number of humans are becoming dumb or dumber. How many of you agree? As machine gets smarter, a growing number of humans are becoming dumber, or many of you. Any suggestion, Mayur? Why do you think so?
Because people are getting used to the mobile, they get always on the mobile, so they don't think much. They just keep watching Instagram, YouTube, or other social media app. So they don't give thinking to their brain.
Absolutely, you're right. Something called critical thinking. So that we have outsourced to someone else. So friends, recently I have been reading a book by Rajiv Malhotra, Artificial Intelligence and the Future of Power, 5 Battlegrounds. As rightly Mayur said, according to the author also, the public has outsourced its critical thinking, memory, and agency to increasingly sophisticated digital network. As in any outsourced arrangement, the provider of services become more knowledgeable about the client, the human beings, internal affairs, and the client becomes more and more dependent on the supplier. And the result, human beings get lost when the machine is not there. Think you are going for a morning walk. If you don't have your headphones and that music going on, you just can't walk. Think I want to go for a marathon running. If my smartwatch is not working, I think something is lost. So that much dependent we are today. To continue to that question, I have one more question. Do you agree the quest for deep knowledge and critical thinking is becoming a thing of the past? Do you agree? The quest for deep knowledge and critical thinking is becoming a thing of the past? Any update? What do you think?
New school is 50-50.
Oh, 50-50. Good. Okay. That's correct. So even Rajiv Malhotra keeps on saying the quest for deep knowledge and critical thinking is becoming thing of the past because it is easier for people to use internet, as Mayur rightly said, search whenever any information is needed. People are operating on autopilot rather than thinking and learning on their own. Google has become the Devta, the deity, and will instantly supply all knowledge. Mastering rituals and tricks of interacting with the digital deity or the Devta is considered as a mark of achievement. To be proud and flaunt about among the peers. And education is seen merely as a prerequisite of getting a job. Hence, deep learning in machine is resulting in a shallow knowledge in humans. And that's the irony. One more question. Do you agree artificial intelligence, or AI as it is said, has managed to hack human psychology?
No.
Or you don't agree? Oh, okay. Anyone else? Artificial intelligence.
They have invaded everything in us.
So only people who are not using too much of digital, they are fortunate. So they are not being hacked. Their psychologies. The author keeps on going to say, cognitive skills like memory and attention span has decreased gradually to a great extent. Even as knowledge, authority, and agency are being transferred from human to machine. In effect, artificial intelligence is managing and hacking human psychology. Hey, don't look so worried, man, because you should not be worried about these things. Kudos to each one of you who have indeed taken the right step not to fall prey to this vicious malady of artificial intelligence by joining Toastmasters. The activities which we carry out by each one of us at every meeting makes us develop, enhance, and update our critical thinking skills. Hence, we did not be worried about. Now, let us go back to the history of Toastmasters. Question number 1. Who is the founder of Toastmasters?
R.C. Smedley.
R.C. Smedley. So what R stands for?
Ralph.
Ralph. C stands for? C stands for chestnut. Ralph Chestnut Smedley. So he is the founder of Toastmaster. And where was this founder, Ralph C. Smedley or Ralph Chestnut Smedley, working when he founded this club? YMCA. Correct. And what was his designation in YMCA?
Admin manager or something.
Yeah, he was the director of education. So, and what he did, the Toastmaster began a series of speaking clubs organized by Ralph Chestnut Smedley during his time as he was working as a director of education at Young Men's Christian Association in Bloomington, Illinois, United States. And why did he form it? Any idea? But what made him? What instigated him? What inspired him to form?
You found that nobody was coming forward to address the people during get-togethers and all those things.
Absolutely. As the Toastmaster history mentions, as a director of education at YMCA, Smedley saw the need for men in the community to learn how to speak, conduct meetings, plan programs, and work on committees. And he wanted to help them. And that was the inspiration which inspired him to form this series of Toastmasters. The word which was used, he saw the need for the men. Does it spark something in your mind? Need for the men in the community to learn. What about women?
Those days, women were not allowed to be Toastmaster members.
Absolutely. Till 1970, no women was allowed to be Toastmaster. Even in 1970, when the first woman was introduced, initially, she was given it was a man's name. And then it was changed. So this was the history. Okay, one more question, quick question. When was the first unofficial Toastmasters meeting held?
1909 or 1912.
1924.
No, it was
Unofficial.
1909, I think.
Okay, the exact date is March 24th, 1905.
1905, sorry.
1905. Okay, so well, we can connect to our Indian history also, something of that sort. And when was the first official meeting held?
23rd, 1924, October.
22nd October 1924. That 24 is getting confused. So it's October 22nd, 1924. October 22nd, 1924. And this first meeting was held under the auspices of Club number 1 of Toastmasters International. It was held in YMCA building in Santa Ana, California. Correct. And since that one Toastmasters club, as of now, it has gone ahead in multiple countries, multiple continents to 149 countries, 15,800 plus clubs with 3 lakh active members. Now, I told you, Toastmaster will ensure that your critical thinking continues. Because what do we do at every meeting? Every Toastmasters meeting has a structured meeting. Part 1 is prepared speech, where the Toastmasters, the club members and other Toastmasters come prepared with their project speech, which is evaluated by a dedicated evaluator. And even before they come, they have a mentor who guides them and train them. So to be prepared to give the prepared speech. And the second part is the table topic, that is impromptu speaking. That is speaking on the feet. What is that? I will not disclose. There's a table topic master who will explain you exactly. And the third part is evaluation. What is evaluation session? Well, I don't know. So for that, I'm going to introduce the general evaluator for today's meeting. He's currently working at Cognizant, the same company from where I had retired. He's a leader by heart and an epitome of energy, of vehement mind, a passionate debater and diligent orator. So please join me in welcoming with loud applause the general evaluator for today, Sahil Sachdeva. Sahil Sachdeva.
Thank you so much, DTM Milind. Toastmasters, Toastmasters, and Toastmasters. As a general evaluator, I'll be responsible for an end-to-end evaluation of this entire meeting. But now you must be wondering that how am I going to do that? Well, to do that, I have my very talented auxiliary role players who are going to assist me in every step of my evaluation process. Help me welcome the timer for today, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. I would now request Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, could you please come forward and explain your role as a timer?
Thank you, G. Syed. As a timer, I will time the formal speeches, table topic speeches, and your letter. For formal speeches, for speaker one, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will show the green slide, 6-minute yellow slide, and 7 minutes red slide. And for speaker two, Toastmaster Joseph, time he's giving path breaker speech. So his time limit is 10 to 12 minutes. 10 minutes green slide, 11 minutes yellow slide, 12 minutes red slide. And for evaluations, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. And speaker time, both speaker can take maximum 30 seconds. And for evaluation, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green slide, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow, and 3 minutes red slide for both the evaluators. And evaluator can take maximum to 3 minutes 30 seconds. And for table topic, time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute green slide, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow, and 2 minutes red slide. And a speaker can speak maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds. Over to you, G. Syed.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, the timer, for explaining your role as a timer for today. Next, we have the R counter, Toastmaster Priscilla. Toastmaster Priscilla, over to you.
Hi everyone, I am Priscilla from Money and UKL Toastmasters. So the role of the R counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be so. Well, wait, that's me. I've already done one. Okay, back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priscilla, for explaining your role as an counter. Next, we have the word master grammarian for today, Toastmaster Saurav. Toastmaster Saurav, could you please come forward and explain your role?
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, you are perfectly audible.
So much. So as the grammarian for today, my job is to watch out for all the seductive and sinful usages of English language. As a part of that, I would be listening very carefully to what you're speaking, how you're pronouncing, and what kind of language you're using during the course of this meeting. As the grammarian for today, it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day for today is atrophying. Atrophying means gradual decline in effectiveness or vigor due to underuse or neglect. An example of usage, the imagination can atrophy from not reading books and only seeing videos. Not speaking in physical meeting in public can atrophy the courage to speak in public. Atrophy or atrophying are various derivatives of the same word, and any of these usage is going to be considered as the usage of the word of the day. Thank you and all the best to everyone. I'll be back towards the end of the meeting once invited by the general evaluator to present my. Over to you, G. Toastmaster Sahib.
Thank you so much, Mr. Grammarian, Toastmaster Saurav, for explaining your role as a grammarian. Last but not the least, we have Toastmaster Adarsh, the listener for today. I would now request Toastmaster Adarsh, could you please come forward and explain your role as a listener?
Once again, greetings everyone. My role today is that of a listener. So my job is to ensure that I listen to all of you with my ears close to my eyes. I'm going to see to it that I leave no stone unturned. I'm going to have some very bone-crunching questions. I'd like all of you to keep yourself prepared. I'm going to be listening to all of you. So that's pretty much it from the listener's desk. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh, for explaining your role as a listener. And thank you so much. I'll be coming with my report at the end of this meeting when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Milind.
Thank you, Toastmaster and the General Evaluator, Sahil Sachdeva. Now it's time to start our part 1, the prepared speech session. As I told you, for every prepared speech, there has to be a dedicated evaluator. For the dedicated evaluator, for speaker number 1, is a person who has joined all the way from Delhi. He's an office bearer and very fond of our club, the Speech Weavers Club. And hence, even if he's not staying in Bangalore, he makes sure to join the meeting virtually from Delhi. Professionally, he has been associated with 2 startups in the last 4 months. Currently, working as business manager in a sports company. As a person, he's a movie enthusiast. And during leisure, he enjoys spending time with his friends. So please join me in welcoming, with loud applause, the evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Bidu Das.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day, Toastmasters Milind. DTM Milind. The target speaker is attempting level 3, project 1, negotiating the best outcome. This is from the pathway dynamic leadership. The purpose of the speech is for the speaker to learn about different types of negotiations and strategies that can be used during negotiating. The purpose is also to share some aspects of a past or future negotiation in his life. With this, I wish the target speaker all the best.
Thank you, evaluator number 1, Bidu Das. Coming to speaker number 1, he's a fitness freak who likes to read novels and play badminton whenever he gets time. He's a chartered accountancy student and an MBA aspirant. He has started to learn guitar and loves it. His hobbies include playing with Rocky, his pet. He will be presenting his speech from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Project Level 3, Project 1. So please join me in welcoming speaker number 1, Toastmaster Nitin. Speech title, Negotiating, Thinking Out of Box. Negotiating, Thinking Out of Box. Toastmaster Nitin.
All the Toastmasters and our guests here, I would like to ask a simple question. What is the first thing that you do? The first thing that you do in the morning? Yeah, anyone?
Wear my reading glass and open my mobile.
Yeah, good. Any other?
Go to check my messages. Check my WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, that's more like me. Sure. But I start with opening my eyes. Sure, right? But from the time I open my eyes, I start to negotiate with myself. If I have to open my eyes now, or can I wait 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes? But in the same way, remember, I thought of this 5 minutes and spent hours sleeping, hours and hours sleeping. Yeah, I think many of us should have experienced the same. Well, negotiation. What is negotiation? Everyone in our life, every time, every minute we negotiate with ourselves or with others. It's a virtue of life. Negotiation in common sense is coming to an agreement where there is an issue or there is something there is to resolve. So thinking of negotiation, I remember this story. Yeah, negotiation is of many types. Yeah, we negotiate. While we negotiate, we have to think a lot because it determines our future. It determines if every step that we take and every step that comes to us. Thinking of all this, let me give you a story. The story begins with a poor farmer that took a debt from a cunning moneylender. Cunning guy, you know. Here comes the story. As you see in all the movies, the poor farmer did all the hard work he did, but there was no rainfall in that year. So he was in a loss. What should he do? He had to pay back to the moneylender. So he went to the moneylender and told about his position and asked for more time or any other solution for him to pay. The moneylender, he's cunning, right? Got an idea. He was divorced moneylender, and he told the farmer that instead of paying my debt, let me get married to your daughter so that I'll waive your loan. The moneylender thought a lot of time, but he did not think it as a very good negotiation because the outcome is a good outcome for him. But in future, if his daughter faces problems, he is also going to face troubles. Not troubles, you know, stress. So he thought and he said, no. Okay then. But the moneylender is cunning enough and intelligent enough. So he played the luck character in this thing. So he proposed a game to the farmer. The game is that he takes a bag and put one white ball and one black ball into the bag and let the daughter of the poor farmer take out one ball. If it is a white ball, there is no need to marry, but the loan will be waived. If it is a black ball, the moneylender will be married to the daughter and the loan will be waived. In both the cases, loan will be waived. So the farmer thought, yeah, let's go with my luck. And he agreed. Sure. Then one fine day, all the village gathered together. The daughter of the poor farmer came into the middle and the cunning moneylender started his plan. As he told, he took the bag. He took 2 stones out of the pool of stones down him. You know, 2 stones, 1 and 2. All right. Yeah, he put 2 stones, but you know, he is cunning. He put both black stones into the bag. The daughter of the farmer is very good sighted. So she saw this. Now she is having only 2 options with her, right? This is a win-win situation for the moneylender. So he was very much confident about his situation, but the daughter was very much tense because she is knowing. First situation, show about him, reveal his secret that both of the stones in the bag are black. But what will be? Let it be, he is already known to be cunning. It will be that, yeah man, he is cunning, so pay back the debt. He'll ask in the same way. The second thing, think of her fate and proceed. But there is a third way. She started thinking out of the box, thinking out of the well what she should do to escape. Anyone, what would you do? Anyone in the audience?
I will throw that one stone outside and say the other one which is there, opposite of that is the one which I had thrown.
Sure, that was the plan. Yeah, she took out one stone, did not show anyone. She threw it out. So now there is only 1 stone left in the bag. And in front of all the villagers, she took out the other stone, which was black in color. So the stone she took out was white. There you go. It was a win situation for her. Her father's loan got waived and she got relieved from the moneylender. This is what I thought of negotiating, because while negotiating anything, we have to think out of the box. We have to think about the circumstances, not only about the circumstances. We should always think so that we will win, not the other party. So while negotiating, it should be worthful for your future. Every time you negotiate, think of only one thing, whether you will win in that situation or you will lose. There is only a win and lose. There is no win-win to both of them. And even if it is there, it comes with consequence. So while negotiating next time, think out of the box. Use all your imagination as the daughter of the poor farmer did. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin, for inspiring us to think out of box. And that's what called as critical thinking. So that's being a Toastmaster, you never fail to think critically. And that's what Toastmaster helps us. So let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Nitin for a fantastic solution to us while negotiating. Now it's time to move on to the second speaker. But before I introduce the second speaker, it's my pleasure and honor to introduce you to the evaluator of the second speaker. Hold your breath, lend me your ears, hear it out. The evaluator for the second speaker is 4 times distinguished Toastmaster and is in the verge of completing his 5th distinguished Toastmaster, a past president, distinguished division director, and present area director. He also holds president, vice president education, vice president membership, sergeant of arms of different clubs in this particular year. He's a vice president education of the first Toastmaster club which was formed in the world, the Smedley Chapter 1 club. He's a member of 7 clubs in 3 districts. He loves attending daily 1 Toastmaster club meeting. Professionally, he's a corporate trainer, running a real estate consultancy and insurance brokerage office in Hyderabad. So please join me in welcoming with thunderous round of applause to the evaluator number 2, the 4-time distinguished Toastmaster, Anantada Venkat Murli Manohar. Over to you, sir.
Namaste. I am Annadata Murli Manohar.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
I would like to first of all appreciate our Toastmaster of the Day, winner of various awards in the various contests. I've never been into a contest. I've only been a judge. Today, I'm going to be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict, a well-known Toastmaster. I think he's the youngest, one of the youngest Toastmasters in the world. And he is going to be presenting his Reflect on Your Path. And the objective of the speech is, the purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his growth during the completion of this path, entire path. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his growth during the completion of the path. As per his youth and his activity, his speech title is Zeal. Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict, your time limit is 10 to 12, and I'm eagerly waiting to know about your reflect on your path. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Evaluator number 2, Annadata. The speaker number 2 has the honor of having an audience with the King of Saudi Arabia and the King of Bahrain during the inauguration ceremony of the first desalination plant which he had commissioned under his supervision. The event was telecast while he was shaking hands with both the kings. This was during his 30-year stay in Saudi Arabia. And he's in the fast lane. He's blessed with 30 years of experience driving huge cars such as Land Cruise, Pajero, with a maximum speed of 160 kilometers per hour while on job. And when his family members joined him in Saudi Arabia for a joyride, he drove at 100 kilometers per hour in the internal roads. And yes, he's in the fast lane. He's about to finish his pathways dynamic leadership. So please join me in welcoming the speaker number 2, Toastmaster Benedict, speech title Zeal. Zeal, Toastmasters Joseph Benedict.
Thank you, Milind, for introducing amazing introduction of yours. Can you remove this? I thought the thunder is over, but it is still here today. That is my evaluation. Good evening once again to all the gentlemen and ladies. I'm now trying to, hello. Timer, please start the time from now onwards. Nearly more than 1.5 years ago, I started the dynamic leadership pathway speeches, but this long time is because of non-availability of speech slot in my own club. Because there were a lot of people craving for slots and I could not even complete one speech in a month. However, I was also working for overseas club, especially in Malaysia, half a dozen corporate clubs where I was taking part. They offered me, with all their magnanimity, a role of speech in each one of the club. That is how I completed more than half a dozen of my speech in Malaysia. However, as you go in dynamic leadership pathways, more and more difficult it is when you reach the level 2, 3, and 4, and so on. But there is always a good Samaritan, or I would say a savior for me, is my mentor, who is none other than DTM Milind. He was always giving me greater advice as and when I put my speeches, script to him so that he could advise me what are the things to do. That is how I fared well in my Toastmaster journey in completing these pathways. The other step is, when I was speaking in Malaysia, she was the area director and a DTM. She evaluated my speech because I failed in that one. The objectives was not according to the pathway requirement. Well, that has got a great benefit to find out what is the thing that we are missing, rather than seeing it as a failure. Some of my speeches were on some celebrations like Christmas or any other festivals, which was well crafted, and it was successfully delivered during the speech time every in club. Mentor-mentee relationship should be always maintained. Sometimes it may fail due to overlook. So it is my responsibility to see that that flaw doesn't happen, and look back once again whether the advice given to me is right or wrong, so that I should not repeat the speech. In the third level of the pathway, I happened to give a test speech in Malaysia club. The speech was evaluated more than one person, and each one has given me a different views of their perspective, ideas, how they are evaluated. And none of them was coinciding, so that I was able to understand how much is the evaluation is useful, and it has to be considered as a best way of learning. There were also in some of my pathways what is known as difficult audience and also a best deal. These things not only gives you a successful elevation in the Toastmaster journey, it is also very important in outside Toastmasters dealing also. In one of my pathway speeches, I had what is known as high proficiency leadership. For this, I have to form a committee where 4 or 5 people have to be joining in that committee, and regular meeting has to be established in order to fix the event, what I have to do and what I have not to do, and how to work on this event. So I had several meetings with my advisor committee, and finally I had to select a keynote speaker. Out of 4, I selected one of them who was very well accepted because of the time factor and also availability factor. In addition to that one, I also had a panel discussion, and in that panel discussion, I have chosen a champion humor speaking. The keynote speaker was DTM Mathis Verghese, and the champions of humorous speeches were Rahul Gopi and Arogya Nitya, DTM Arogya Nitya. In this speech, it was so much enlightened. They addressed the club where enrichment of mind and also entertainment because of the humorous speech. It was very well done, and I thank all those 3 champions for such a good delivery in our club and educated our club in all possible ways. And it is an event which has to be remembered even till today. During this event, on the preparation, I have to give one speech to the club saying that this has been done in accordance with the advisory committee meeting. And secondly, after the completion of the event, I have to give one more speech saying that the club level, the event was successfully done. So I have completed that part of it also. In one of the pathways where there was a leadership requirement, in that leadership skill, actually, what we have is personal, interpersonal, managerial, and organizational. I have to choose one of the leadership quality to speak on that one. And I have chosen our organizational leadership so that we can always involve one of the members for making a decision. That was most of the time. I also spoke about what is known as the festivals. In the festivals, the subject, sometimes it is Christmas or any other religious festivals. I have addressed very successfully in that speech. There was also, I used to have my own story. For example, miraculous escape. That miraculous escape was a big car accident of my own. It flew into the air and came back down in a soft soil, landing sideways. I was saved miraculously, not even a scratch, but the car got damaged, the worst. Engine stopped, no fire. That was the miraculous escape. The second one was where the medical fails, God intervened. I had a bypass in 1997, and which again reverted 85% blockage in 2019. Unfortunately, 2009, unfortunately, the doctor was not, he said that I cannot operate you because of the size of your heart. The only thing is I have to depend on God. Miraculously, I came to know that there was a healing school in Johannesburg where Pastor Chris was preaching and healing. I went all the way and got healed. When I returned back, nobody recognized me. Even the security, neither my officer nor the chairman, everybody was surprised to see that I have totally changed in my outlook because of the healing. God healed me. In one of my speeches, when I joined a passion club, I was a secretary, and there was a chance to speak international speech contest. In that, I have participated, but I forgot the date when it was. All of a sudden, my president called me, Joseph, did you prepare for this speech? I just said, I lied it, saying that yes, but same night, tomorrow morning it has to be, same night I sat down and put my script, and once again, what I did was early morning 8:30, I spoke about, it was like my own beloved wife, the best mentor in my life. That was the speech that brought me first place in the international contest, speech contest, which brought me this trophy as a first place in the speech. It came from all the way from Malaysia. So this is how the delay in all the attempts for my speech, because it was my zeal to complete the speech on time, but however, that it has prolonged for more than a year and a half, and yet I have completed my level 5 dynamic leadership. I just want to ask, if anyone can ask any questions, I'm here to answer. If not, I can have one more incident that recently I completed the panel discussion with Manya Singalani from Delhi and DTM Ramakumar from Singapore and DTM Veeru Manohar from Malaysia, and our own director designate Saurav was in the panel, and the panel was discussing about is Indian culture affected by Western culture. However, the final decision was that the Indian culture is still prevailing in spite of any amount of Western culture. Over to you.
I would like to come in. Please, Toastmasters, we will ask everybody to stand because he has completed a path. Give a standing ovation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph Benedict, for your zeal, passion, dedication, and sincerity to ensure that your path is completed. That's a great. So let's give a round of applause once more. Now is the time for the table topic master. The table topic master is the immediate past president, current treasurer, a Triple Crown winner, and the past vice president education, past vice president membership of Speech Weavers Club. a dedicated Toastmaster who loves to help his fellow Toastmasters, a fitness enthusiast, a cyclist, a swimmer who loves reading books in his free time, following his passion for stock exchange by spending some time of his regularly. Professionally, is a senior business manager by profession for an IT and teleservice company. So please join me in welcoming the table topic master, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. It's a wonderful honor after being after a 2 year that we are gathered here for a physical hybrid meeting. It's a very good experience, I would say, that we are here, and after a long time I'm taking a table topic master role. So table topics, why do you think table topics are important?
I think it's important because it's a way of actually getting better at dealing with such impromptu situations, because all of us encounter situations that we don't expect every day of our life. And I think it's a good way of getting ourselves out there and putting ourselves in the situation.
Thank you so much, Adarsh, for filling in. As Adarsh rightly said, that as we have to think on our feet at that point of time, and you will deliver a 1 to 2 minute of speech, and I will give you some topic for that speech. Okay. And the timing for each table topic will be 1 to 2 minutes, and the table topic, timer will be showing timing cards at 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes, which are green, amber, and red card. And you will get a 30-second of grace period to finish your speech. I would like to tell you that you just have to jump on that particular topic. Just don't introduce yourself and just jump onto the topic. So how would you like me to start? I have 2-3 things I can organize this. So whether you would like to play with number or so, I just invite you guys. How you want?
Go with numbers.
Okay, so I have 7 topic with me. So we have 7 topic. I would want one of you who want to take first topic.
Annadata is there.
Okay, Annadata, you are going to take the first topic, and you can choose a number from 1 to 7. Which number you would like to choose?
I always want to be number 1.
Okay, perfect. So the first topic is, do you think robot will steal our jobs?
Okay, by the way, I don't want the timer to share the timing. I can see it here because I don't want to be disturbed while speaking. Okay.
Perfect.
Can you repeat that topic again?
Do you think robot will steal our jobs?
Great. I don't agree with your topic. Why? Everything robot cannot do. I'm married for 30 years, and what my wife could do for 30 years, for a next 1,000 years, robot cannot do, of harassing me, of kindling me. I'm sure those people who are married and those people who are not married but can see from their brothers, sisters, or their other family members, including the parents, robot can do what we ask them to do. But there are some areas which we cannot ask them. Though the theme of the day is AI, but I don't think AI will continue unless you are removing the I from you. Robot are very lovely friends, but they have to be fed. Whatever things you could do up to a limit. But our wives, they could do many things, what even AI would have not thought. A robot even cannot even imagine in their dreams also, in robot dreams also. I would like to say robots are fantastic. Robo is a very nice thing. They say it can happen in movies. At the end, you see robo also have to fail. Our life is like that. Don't follow robo. You have your own principle. You follow your own things. Now, many people say that they have smartphones, but I can tell you, if you don't start writing diaries, the smartphone will one day get fired. Last 2 weeks back, my WhatsApp, everything gone. Believe me, all my contacts are also gone. But whatever I have noted down in my diary, because I'm from the old school of thought, I have come back. So don't believe robo and don't get worried about robo. Robos are good friends as long as you keep them till the entrance of your house. In the house, it is your personal thing. Robo can never, it can make you good food, but it cannot give you that taste. It's like creating money, but it cannot buy good cot for you, good sleep for you. But don't hate robo. They can do some job when you are busy, but something which you want to do on your own, enjoy the driving. Now we have the automatic cars, robo cars, but when you drive on your own, change the gear and go, then you know how good it is. In my opinion, robos can never timer. I told you not to share the timing, but not to show the timing. I didn't say. Well, I'm sure I've gone more than 1 minute 30 seconds. Anyway, it's okay.
I thought, sorry, it's 2 minutes 44 seconds. I thought you told not to display time on screen.
No. I said don't share the time. I told you not to share the screen, but you can see that I can see from there anyhow. So robo can never come into the place of permanence. Thank you and over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Annadatta, for the one insight on the robot, how they won't be that much useful. And I think they will be useful in some sense, but not that much that it can be completely replace the human, right? So timer Sri Lakshmi, I would like to know whether you will be showing screen or you will be changing your background for
I'm
timing.
changing background. I will always, I'm the
Hi, Mayur. It's a Zoom master who is sharing her screen. So it's based on your request, I'll do whatever is required.
No, I said put the screen behind
it's
it.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I just want to know from Sri Lakshmi, you are changing just background, right?
Yeah, I'm changing like how I did for speaker.
Yeah, perfect. So when the speaker reaches 1 minute, you share whoever is the host, please add spotlight to her as well. Okay.
I got
my next stop.
I got confused. I thought he told not to display a background. He'll get distracted. So that's the reason I didn't show time on card.
Yeah, it's okay. So my next topic is from 2 to 7. And who would like to volunteer for the next topic? Anyone from the live audience or online audience who want to go?
Someone from the guest?
Someone from the guest. Let me check. Okay. Ankit, Anita, Hari, Alpana, Jim. Who would like to take the topic? Others, you can come.
All right.
Okay. So the next topic is how one can avoid excessive use of social media. All right. You can go.
It's actually a wonderful topic when you think about it. How one can avoid social media. Well, the best way to avoid social media is by looking for a passion or a goal. That's exactly what I did. Now take the example of any individual in this room. Now we have reached this age where when we don't have anything to do, we pick up our phones and hold it up just like this. And the next thing that we do is go to Twitter or go to Facebook or Instagram or any social media platform out there because we don't have anything to do. But let me tell you something. I was just like each and every one of you in this room. I pick up my phone and I'd spend hours on social media when I didn't have anything to do. But around a year ago, I actually found a better way of dealing with it. And that was joining Toastmasters. Of course, I was working at that time, but there was still these phases, these times where I didn't have anything to do. So I just pick up my phone and use it. But when I joined Toastmasters, I got the opportunity of using my time a bit better. I had the opportunity of networking, which I could have done otherwise as well. But Toastmasters is a different environment. It's a completely different atmosphere where people genuinely care about what you do and what you speak. They listen to you, just like all of you are listening to me. And trust me, I'm the listener. I'll be listening to you. I'll be asking you questions at the end of the session. Regardless, Put your phones down, ladies and gentlemen, and see the world ahead of you, because there's so much out there for all of us to see. I saw something, and I'm pretty confident that all of you would be able to see something as well. And Toastmasters,
To okay, he's gone. So guest Alpana, Hari, Ankit, who would like to take the topic? Anita. Timer, Sri Lakshmi, would you like to take topic? Okay. Okay, others will time you. Okay, so you have option to select number from 3 to 7. Which number you would like to choose?
I'll go with 3.
3. Okay. Why AI could be good for human?
Definitely, honestly, I'm saying AI is actually AI is good for human, because some of the things like which for example, my personal experience, if I want to give a speech, if I want to deliver on certain topic, if I want to know about certain places, I should go for that place. If I want to research and, for example, if I want to do research and presentation on any place, go and research and presentation on any place, on historical place, it consumes time, because I should go for there, I should discuss with people, I should know about that history, what is the story behind it, everything. I should meet many people, I should meet many people, this kind of discuss with many people, and I should do research, and I should present, I should do presentation in front of. It takes a lot of time to meet many people, to take pictures. These are the things. It's a lot of work. But if you do it online, we can do within a couple of seconds. Like within a couple of seconds, I can do Google it. I'll get information. Or when this kingdom is, when this historic place established, when certain things happen, when a war or anything, these things I can make note down as if it's online. Then I'll get, there is no need to go for physical. Then I can deliver it successfully on my own. So I feel it AI is for some reasons, these kind of reasons, AI is better than a human. If human mostly honestly human is better, but for some reasons AI is better for going for short span, to complete our work in a short span. What do you, TTM?
Thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi, for the answer. I really like that AI will help in lot of sense to all in easing out of our life, and this is making our life a way easier than earlier used to be. So now I would like to give my next topic. So who would like to take up the next topic?
Mayur, I can take.
Okay, Alpana. So you have 4 number to select from 4 to 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which number you would like to select?
6.
Huh?
6.
6. Okay. Do you think AI will be able to help you believe in God?
Okay, I don't think I need AI to believe in God. Thank you for that question, DTM Mayur. AI has become a very integral part of our lives as we are in the modern age. We see AI everywhere. However, I am not personally a very I don't really appreciate AI much, because I'm a people person. More so, I like physically going and meeting people. I like interacting with people more than just having a virtual connect. I like to do things by my hand. In that way, I am a little old school. I like writing in my notebook rather than on my phone. I like reading a book which is physically in my hand rather than going online and doing it. I don't want a remote to switch on my fan or lights. I want to go and put that switch on and off. So personally, if you ask me, yeah, the topic was about God. So I am a firm believer of God. I do not believe in superstition, but I do believe there is a higher power that exists. And I have had experiences that have made me believe, but those were not AI. Trust me, those were not AI. So my take on it is that, there would be incidences that you have to just go and introspect and retrospect to understand and feel the importance of God, the presence of God in your life. You don't have to rely on AI to do that. That's my personal take on it. Thank you for that topic. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, Alpana. In my point of view, if we know God is there, we believe in it. But like in this current time, you can see AI powered home. So whenever I have to turn on the light or AC, so I just say, Alexa, turn on the light, or Chrome, just turn off the AC, whatever it is, but God don't come and turn it off or on. So that is my point of view on that. And my last topic goes to Saurav. So Saurav, which number you would like to select, 5, 6, or 7?
7.
7. Okay. So the topic is, do you believe if God closes one door, he opens another?
God closes one door, he opens another. Who here does not believe in that? I think every one of us do, right? Otherwise, how would you explain us breaking up with someone, falling in love again breaking up with someone, falling in love again? And I can already see Adarsh and Sri Lakshmi all smiles. Even DTM Milind is all smile. Even Toastmaster Joseph is all smile, and so is Toastmaster DTM Annadatta. I think one of the important lessons that we learn in life is to move on. And one of the most important lessons that we learn is also to, know exactly when to move on. Holding on to things which are toxic, caustic, things which don't give you a happy feeling, things that don't make you smile when you wake up in the morning, things that stop you from smiling when you go to bed, just because we feel that this is the only door to happiness, this is the only way to happiness, is probably restricting ourselves, being too hard on ourselves. We need to always believe that, if one relationship did not work out, the second one will. If one job did not click, the second one will. If one thing did not go my way, the second one will definitely go much higher than what I expect. And with that hope, that's the hope with which we break up every day morning. When this entire COVID happened, like most of the people in India, I also had COVID. And I had it during the second wave, and it was pretty bad. It was on the day, 6th day, I was not able to breathe. My oxygen level dipped to 70%. And my doctor said that I was still smoking. And my doctor said that if you don't stop smoking right now, by tomorrow morning, you'll be on the ventilator. By evening in the ICU, and by night, you'll be probably gone. That's the day I realized that the importance of life. And that's the day I realized the importance of giving up on things that hurt you, because there's always hope on the other side of despair. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saurav, for giving us the wonderful insight on the topic. Now we came to the end of the table topics, and now is the time to hand it back over to the Toastmaster of the day, DTM Milind. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Mayur, for entertaining us with various topics of different views and innovative ideas. So let's give a loud applause to table topic master, Toastmaster Mayur. Now is the time for evaluation. So may I invite the general evaluator for the day, Mr. Sachdeva. Over to you, Sahil Sachdeva.
Thank you so much once again, DTM Milind. I would now request Toastmaster Bidu to present his evaluation report for his speaker, Toastmaster Nitin. Toastmaster Bidu, over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sahil. Let me start with the things that caught my attention, the good parts of the speech. Before the target speaker even started speaking on the topic, during the interaction with Toastmasters of the day, the title was revealed. I definitely liked the topic. The topic was thinking out of the box. It is an aptly selected title, as negotiation is not defined and is variable based on people involved, the context, and what are at the stakes, which the speaker himself touched upon during the conclusion of the speech. Now, coming to the speech in itself, I liked how the speaker initiated the speech, the negotiation with oneself, because as audience, we easily fall into the trap of negotiation is always between two people. But here, the speaker started stating how he negotiates with himself first when he wakes up in the morning. So the beginning was an eye-opener in itself. There was also a display of audience interaction in the beginning, where he took various answers from various audience members, and it also displays how comfortable he is in delivering a speech. Now, the speech also contained a story within the story, and the sub-story or the subplot was very simple for us to understand. It helped me get hooked to the message that he was trying to convey through that particular subplot. Now, the speaker ended the topic with a very strong statement. He said, in negotiation, it should only be your win. Now, there might be people who will have a different view on that, but that is for them to speak. For the speaker, it only underlines the conviction and clarity that he has when he is delivering this message, and that comes from the thought process and the understanding with himself. Moving on to the delivery part, there was very much the conviction in his speech and the clarity was visible. He had very good body language. He used props to the best effects. And again, to repeat, he had audience interaction at the beginning, which helped audience to participate with the speaker. Now, as we all know, every opportunity given in Toastmasters is an opportunity to improve upon the best that we delivered, so that the next time we take the stage, we are pushing the standards further. I would also take this opportunity to suggest a few points where the speaker can improve upon. Firstly, I felt there was a slight gap in fulfilling the purpose of the speech. Now, the speaker needed to reflect on two negotiations, one in the past and one in the future. While I do agree, he gave an example of a story, and within that, he reflected on the choices that the protagonist of the story was making, but we never touched it deeply. We only touched the superficially, the chosen negotiation thing that he did. The other thing is we never heard about the different negotiation types either. So probably a bit more research is needed on that aspect. To summarize, I would say a great title, a very well-written speech, emphatically delivered with confidence, but a little bit work on the research part of the speech. With this, I hand it over back to the General Evaluator of the day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Bidu. I would now request distinguished Toastmaster Annadatta to present his evaluation report for his target speaker, Toastmaster Joseph. Over to you.
Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster. I mean, dearest to Toastmaster, our friend was given a great speech. First of all, I would like all of you to give a big applause to him because he spoke with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. Toastmaster Joseph Flex Benedict, please, I'm going to be a bit different from my usual because I know you are a very senior Toastmaster. I would like to appreciate your zeal to complete your path. I loved your introduction word. I thought thunder is over. Now after seeing my evaluator, you said something which was good. Okay, what you excelled at? You excelled at listing out what you've learned while completing your dynamic leadership. This was my second path. By the way, I've completed 8 paths in pathways.
other than the traditional speeches. I appreciate your way of acknowledging your mentors who helped you to prepare your speeches, evaluators by giving you the right tips to improve your speech. You spoke in depth about your HPL project, including forming your core committee, getting keynote speakers. You're one Toastmaster who gave due credit to your wife as your best mentor and acknowledging for winning the first place in the international speech contest. Now I'm taking a stand, the area which I want you to improve. Please, if possible, avoid using this word in one of my speeches, which was repeated often. Being a final speech on your pathways, I would have liked if you had prepared a chronological list of every speech of yours. I'm going to share that also. This is what I do. And you would see this. This is my last path, which I completed. This is engaging humor. You will see from 2nd November 2021. And on 10th of March 2022, I completed this at every level where I completed which speech in which club and which level was been given to which club. So this one would give me a very clear cut how I've gone through the speeches. So that is what I would appreciate. Then second thing is, as I told you, it's in the Excel sheet. You could have shared your evaluation sheet from PowerPoint, how, so that we can feel how you have evolved from the suggestions given by your evaluator. You could have shown us with your views how you have graduated to a better speaker. Overall, I want you to plan your schedules in advance so that you could have finished your path earlier than later. I complete my one level in just 3-4 days, totally 3-4 days. I want you to have an Excel sheet, share your learning rather than speaking, because picture and pictorial presentations are more easily understandable than your speeches. Overall, your speech was good. I would appreciate you making this type of thing for your further speeches. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator Shalil Sachdev.
Thank you so much, DTM Anadatta. I would now request the timer for today, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, to please come forward and present her time report.
Coming to the speaker one, Toastmaster Nitin took 7 minutes 3 seconds. He was on time. Toastmaster Joseph took path-breaking speech 12 minutes 5 seconds. And coming to evaluator one, Toastmaster Bidu took 3 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster evaluator to DTM Anadatta took 3 minutes 12 seconds. And all the speakers and evaluators are on time. Now coming to the table topics, DTM Anadatta 2 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster speaker 2, others took 1 minute 47 seconds. Speaker 3, table topic speaker 3, myself, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi took 1 minute 38 seconds. Table topic speaker 4, Toastmaster Alpana took 1 minute 41 seconds. Table topic speaker 5, Toastmaster Solo 2 minutes 81 seconds. Over to you, GE.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Next, I would request Toastmaster Priscilla, the R counter for today, to present her report.
Thank you, GE. So my report is as follows. Toastmasters Adarsh have no speech patches. Toastmasters Felix has repeated who is A 1 time, UC 1 time, 2 times. Toastmaster Anadatta use 6 times. Toastmaster Milind, Toastmaster Sahil has no speech crutches. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi has 2 Toastmaster Suraf has no speech crutches. Toastmaster Nitin has 1 Toastmaster Mayur again have no speech crutches, while our guest Ms. Alpana, she has 10 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priscilla. I would now request Toastmaster Saurav, the grammarian for today, to present his report.
Thank you so much. And so first, let me talk about the usage of the word of the day, which is actually no usage. I don't take the blame for that, because the word of the day is something that I inherited, and it was not my choice. I had a little bit of doubt about the word of the day, to be very honest, because atropine is a difficult word to use, but it's a good word to use. So sometimes we should consider using words which are not so common. We could keep on admiring Shashi Tharoor, right? And that's for no reason. So that's why we should try to at least learn some new words every day. Now, let me come to some of the good usages that we had during the course of the meeting. So there was good usage of some of the rhetorical devices during the course of the meeting. So one was used by Alpana, which is Toastmaster Alpana, which is an anaphora. So she had multiple sentences starting with I want to do this, I want to. So when you start multiple sentences with the same word with the same starting, that's nothing but an anaphora. Then Toastmaster Milind, DTM Milind had this usage. I hold your breath, lend me your ears, hear me out. So this is again a rule of three. Again, a very common rhetorical device which can be used to accentuate your expressions and the speech. Another very beautiful expressions, and this is something that DTM Milind has mastered this, is usage of various kind of not only figurative speeches, figurative rhetorical devices, but also expressive rhetorical devices like aporia, for instance, he uses very often. Aporia is, for instance, when you are speaking to the audience and then suddenly you make an action. Like, for example, I'm talking to them like, what, right? So this is nothing but an action, which is an aporia. So similar such actions is something DTM Milind has actually gained a mastery in. One good word was used by Toastmaster Joseph. I personally have a liking for this word, and I don't know why, without rhyme or reason, perhaps magnanimity. And I like that word a lot, and I found him using it. I've also heard him use it before as well. So I think that's just an indication of his magnanimous nature and attitude. That's why he loves this word, and so do I. As they say, magnanimous people think alike. Okay, so let me come to some of the not so great usages, some of the sinful usages of English language. The first of all, let me give you a story. You don't give a story. In fact, you don't even say that, let me tell you a story. You just tell a story. The moment you say that I will tell you a story, I will give you a story, you are kind of taking the suspense away from the story, and that makes the story very blunt. All the village gathered together. All the village cannot gather because the village is an inanimate object. All the villagers gathered together, or all of the village gathered together. A very critical of was missing there. That is something that we need to pay attention to. Already known to be telling, again, a disagreement of verb and tense and preposition in the same sentence. One of the usage is not a wrong usage, but I would say not a great usage, which is evaluator number one, speaker number one. Instead of that, I would prefer first speaker, first evaluator, or for second speaker, second evaluator, because number one is more like a bullet point kind of listing, which looks okay when you're writing it down, but when you are presenting, when you are speaking, at that point of time, I think using first, second, third is probably a better usage. That could be my personal preference, nothing technically wrong in that, but probably that's the way I would love to hear. One of the advice that I would recommendation I would give to all the speakers is to try use the rhetorical devices. Rhetorical devices makes your speech very easy. One of the reasons that we love to hear DTM Milind is because he uses rhetorical device a lot. And some of these are very easy to use, like rule of three, alliteration, hyperfora. Hyperfora is nothing where you ask a question and then you yourself give an answer. You know why I'm here? I'm here because there's a Toastmasters meeting going on, right? It sounds good. And it's a very easy usage. So try using rhetorical devices that makes your speech much more powerful. Easy to use ones are there and difficult ones are there. The difficult ones will leave for people like DTM, and the easy ones we can practice every day. Thank you. Back to you, General.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh, for such a detailed report. Last but not the least, I would request Toastmaster Adarsh to grace this occasion with your listening skills.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have 3 simple questions to ask all of you, and I'm sure all of you are going to have a hard time. Question number 1, as a listener, is who's a member? We have a special person in this room that's a member of 7 different clubs. I'd like to know who that person is.
DTM Annadatta.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. That's the right answer. I have 2 more questions left. What is the word of the day?
Atrophying. Atrophying.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I want one of you to
Atrophying.
have my head.
Atrophying.
Absolutely not. It's actually atrophying. That is the word of the day. And funny enough, the definition of the word atrophying is gradual decline in effectiveness and or vigor due to underusage or neglect. And I think today the word atrophy was atrophied. Last but not the least, what was that one word which Toastmaster Nitin used more times than anything else during the course of his speech? And I'm sure all of you are going to get this wrong or probably won't say a word at all. What is that one word that Toastmaster Nitin used during his speech more than anything else?
Negotiation.
Negotiation. Negotiation does come close, but that's actually not the word. I'm sorry?
So think out
No.
of the box.
No, that's actually a phrase, not a word. The word that he used the most, it's a negative connotation, but you have to bear with me. It's the word cunning. That's the word that he used the most and not the word negotiating. Thank you very much. That is it from the listener's desk. Back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sahib.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. Now it's my turn to present my evaluation report. I'll be starting with my evaluators, both the evaluators in general. Now, when it comes to evaluation, evaluators, while delivering their evaluation report, should neither be too specific nor too general. Now, what do I mean when I use the terms specific and general? Specific in terms of if an evaluation, suppose I'm an evaluator and I have to evaluate for my target speaker, for example, Toastmaster Adarsh. If I need to evaluate for Toastmaster Adarsh, and if I'll keep on speaking, Toastmaster Adarsh, you did fantabulously well in this, you had an excellent body language, then you did connect with your audience, others might start losing their interest. It's not just the responsibility of the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the day, or any other role taker. It's a responsibility of each and every one in a Toastmasters meeting to connect with your audience. It's not just the responsibility of few role takers who connect with the audience. It's the responsibility of the one and all present in this meeting. Everyone, you have to connect with your audience. Now, this was when you are specific. Now, when I say that in general means if you start speaking that there was an eye contact, there were pauses in your speech and you did it very well. Pauses helps to convey messages more effectively and you had appropriate pauses while delivering your speech. But then again, it's not, you have to properly mention, you have to substantiate where did that speaker use those particular pauses, those particular hand gestures. Whenever you comment or whenever you recommend, make sure that it has always been substantiated by certain examples. That was, and then both the evaluators, kudos to you. You both made use of commendation, recommendation, and then the commendation approach as per the Toastmasters International guidelines. Coming to my auxiliary role players, my tag team. Timer, you did introduce your role very well. You told us, you revealed the timing guidelines about the prepared speech segment, the table topic segment, the evaluation, along with the buffer time of 30 seconds on the upper side. But then I was actually looking for why timing is important. You should have told us that what is the importance of timing in a Toastmasters meeting? It's not that you have to mention that these are the rules to be followed, but why? What is the importance of timing in a prepared speech, in general in a Toastmasters meeting? Why do we have a time? So that was actually I was looking for. And then again, while you presented your report as a timer, you had a verbal conversation. You said that this speaker took this much of time, this speaker took this much of time. I was actually looking for a visual presentation from your side. An Excel sheet would have sufficed that. Other than that, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, you did your job very well. Coming to the R counter. Now the R counter again, R counter, Toastmaster Priscilla, you explained your role, that what will you be doing in the course of your role as an R counter. But then again, you didn't mention that how to make use of crutch sounds. How do we avoid crutch sounds? How do we avoid fillers in Toastmasters? Whenever we fumble, whenever we stumble in certain situations, or when we forget certain things, what to do? It's better to take a pause. So that pause, that word pause, I was actually looking for in your role. Other than that, again, while you were presenting your report, you could have used a visual aid. That visual aid could have sufficed as an accountant as well. Then Toastmaster Saurav as the word master grammarian. Hang on, you had an amazing usage of, you delivered your report fantabulously well. No such recommendations from my side, because you had a commendation and then the recommendation, and then you also revealed the areas to improve, the correct usage of grammar, some outstanding quotes, words used. And then the word of the day that was used, that was actually not used by the speakers today, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to be implemented in their life onwards. Then Toastmaster Adarsh, as the listener for today, you had listening is a key that cannot be mastered by everyone. And then you stood up, you had 3 questions, and then you had an audience interaction as well. The moment you stood up, you had an audience interaction that, okay, this is my question, these are the 3 questions. And then you, with your dynamic personality, you hooked everyone. No such recommendations for you as well. Now, I'll be evaluating the entire meeting in general. The meeting was supposed to start at 5:30, but I can understand it was a hybrid meeting. So it was 5 minutes delayed. It started at 5:35. Then the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Adarsh, you, as a Sergeant at Arms, it is always advisable to arrive at least 15 to 20 minutes early before the meeting starts, and you were pretty much there. So kudos to you. You introduced yourself. You tend to welcome the Toastmasters and guests. You did explain the ground rules of Toastmasters. Then you mentioned Toastmasters mission. And then you did introduce the president. So again, Sergeant at Arms, you did your job brilliantly well. Then the presiding officer. Now the presiding officer is, I believe, someone who sets the tone of the entire meeting. The presiding officer, Toastmaster Joseph, stood up. Because we know that 5th of June was the World Environment Day. And today he had a lot of content about environment, about awareness about environment, that we all need to be aware about pollution, about climate change and stuff like that. But I was actually looking for some audience interaction. You could have just had an audience interaction, because I can see there are many guests in this meeting room. Even I'm a guest, I'm from a different Toastmasters club. And you could have just tried to connect with the audience, try to connect with the meeting, with the attendees. Other than that, you did your job brilliantly well. Then comes the Toastmaster of the day, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Milind. Distinguished Toastmaster Milind, hang on. No such recommendations for you. You hooked the entire audience with your dynamic personality. The moment you stood up, you had a question that did hooked everyone. And then you tried to connect everyone with your questions and answers and stuff like that. You had a beautiful theme about, you spoke about artificial intelligence. Is it deteriorating, and about humans, everything. So no such recommendations for you as well. Coming to the table topics master. Table topics master, again, you explained that why table topics is an important segment in a Toastmasters meeting, why impromptu skills are needed. But I was actually looking, you could have encouraged your speakers to make use of the word of the day. You could have done that, because as a table topics master, it's not just the responsibility of the word master grammarian to just introduce the word of the day and the rest of the participants have to use it. It's not just the responsibility of the grammarian or one single person. It's the responsibility of one and all. So you could have just said that I would encourage all my participants to use the word of the day in their speeches. Other than that, you hooked everyone. You had, again, you had beautiful topics. You had relevant topics with your theme. And thank you so much. I am done with my report. Ren and Martin both are going to be very proud of me today, I believe. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Milind.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sahil Sachdeva, for giving us a very encouraging report with the areas for improvement too. The way you observed and gave your presentation, it was the epitome of evaluation as envisioned in the Toastmasters thing. So let's give a round of applause, thunderous round of applause to Toastmaster Sahil Sachdeva. And it's my pleasure to welcome the area director, Toastmaster Rajesh, who is there. So thank you for joining our meeting, first hybrid meeting which we had after COVID. So would you like to say a couple of words, Rajesh?
Yes, DTM Milind. Yeah, this is a very special meeting for our speech weavers, and I don't want to miss it. That's the reason I think I had to join another meeting, and I was able to attend your meeting as well. So now today I joined virtually, and soon I will be joining with you all. Wherever we are meeting in person, we are going to meet you all. And kudos to all the leaders who made this meeting very special and who made this possible, this meeting. And I also want to thank all the guest role takers, DTM, Anadata, G, and our counter Priscilla for helping our club to taking up roles. And also I want to thank our area BT director and upcoming division B director, Toastmaster Saurav, for keep supporting, keep helping our club. Thank you so much for all your efforts and all your support to the club. Yeah, you all are doing rocking, dear Toastmasters, dear leaders. Over to you.
Thank you. So acknowledge the presence of our own member, a past member, I don't know now, Toastmaster Vandana, whom I had the fortune of seeing her on the stage at the district championship of District 121 in the table topic contest, and she just dazzled over there. So kudos to Toastmaster Vandana.
Yeah, hi. I really wanted to be here. I mean, I had multiple people messaging me, and I'm not even far away. I'm just looking. It's like 14 minutes from here, I guess. But the thing is, like, I just got off a call, and I had to prepare for it. Otherwise, I could have joined earlier. And it's so nice to be back in Bangalore, and I know it's pretty much not too far from where we used to meet at WeWork. Milind was waving at me. He had his mask on, so I wasn't sure whether it was him. And then I just kept glaring at him, and then I just went and asked him, "This is you, Milind?" And then he's like, "I was wondering, I waved at you, and you didn't even, acknowledge it." So the fact is, you're nervous, right, when you're at a competition, and then when you see a familiar face, you know how happy you feel. Like sometimes you need that, a little boost when you see that unexpected face who is so. Like we've known each other, we've been together on the XCOM, we used to hang out post meetings. So all of that. So it was really like I was overjoyed, also with some jitters. And it was an amazing experience also to be on an actual offline stage. And that experience, I hope that all of us get to experience because being online, all these contests, but being on a stage in front of an audience, that itself is like an amazing energy you get. And you're talking something, people's faces are changing. You're wondering, okay, it's a table topic. Should I change the tone of what I'm going to say next? So that's very exciting. And I hope all of us get to experience that in our club meetings when we meet in person, or like today, like some of you are on hybrid. So not taking too much time. I've missed everyone a lot. I moved to Cochin and I'm back in Bangalore. So that's the reason why I had shifted clubs. So let's see what's happening ahead. So thank you for having me.
Toastmaster Vandana. So audience, so please make sure you vote at the, which will be, link is shared in the chat window. So now it's time to hand it back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Joseph Benedict. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, DTM Milind. We're talking about artificial intelligence and all these things. But one thing is true. God created animals first and then man. People used to say man is an intelligent animal. Wrong. Animal has an intelligence, but man has wisdom that keeps him above all. Then what does man did? He created many things in the world, went to the moon, and so also the robots and the artificial intelligence. After all, they are not superior to us because we created them to help faster. Sometimes we are lazy, spoiling your health. So this is all the concept that has no end for debating. Thank you so much for attending this meeting and making it very interesting, very entertaining, and very memorable also. I'd like to thank all those who have participated in this meeting, making it a great success. All the invitations, special invitees who have participated in role taking have done their job very best to their efficiency. I would like to also announce that there's going to be a vote on the speakers as well as this one. Before that, I would request Toastmaster Bidu to take a photograph. All of you are requested to open the video and say cheese. Bidu, are you taking the...
Can we have Ankit also open his camera? And
join us.
So I'll be giving 5 more seconds for everyone who wants to open the video or show any emoticons, signs, everything. All right. Others, you want to, because you're not visible anywhere. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you so much. I have taken. Thank you.
We have to sign. All right.
While the voting is on, I would like to have some announcements. Next week, we will have a linkers meeting with the club BK Flies from Mumbai, Maharashtra. It will be a very interesting meeting where we will learn the club culture and also the educational level of each club, which is interacting, and it is also entertaining. Please join us for next week meeting, which will be very interesting. And that will be followed by a keynote speaker, which we are still negotiating. If you are lucky, we will get a world champion. Mohammad Katani is from Saudi Arabia. We are trying to bring him back to our club as a keynote speaker. Hope it will be fruitful to us. Now, the announcement for winners are here.
Thank you very much, everyone. I have received a decent number of votes. I've received a decent number of votes, and I'm going to quickly go ahead and announce the winners for today's meeting. I have around 8 responses right now, but I'm just going to stop the voting. I'm just going to stop accepting responses. I'm going to go ahead and announce the winners for today's meeting. The best supporting role taker for today was Toastmaster. It's actually split. It's split between myself, that is the essay for the meeting, and the Zoom master for today's meeting, Toastmaster Bidu. I'm going to hand it to the Zoom master for today because he had quite a challenge, I'll be honest about it. The best role taker, yes, all of you are free to applaud. The best role taker for today's meeting, split again. The best role taker for today's meeting was the general evaluator, Toastmaster Sahel is joining us from Milind Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes, round of applause. The best auxiliary note taker for today's meeting. And I have to tell you that this is the most overwhelming number of votes one has received. And all 8 votes have gone to Toastmasters Saurav Datta, the grammarian for today's meeting. Congratulations on that. And the best speaker for today, it's actually split between both speaker 1 and speaker 2, Toastmaster Nitin and Toastmaster Joseph. Congratulations to you both. The best evaluator for today's meeting, by a small margin, is Toastmaster Bidu from our very own club. Thank you for the evaluation. It's delightful. The best table topic speaker for today, it's very colorful. It's actually a pie chart that I'm able to see on my screen, and it's so colorful. The best table topic speaker for today's meeting, it's actually split between 3 speakers. It is Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, Toastmaster Anadatta, that is, I'm sorry, DTM Anadatta, and Toastmaster Saurav. Congratulations to all 3 of you. You were the best table topic speakers in today's meeting. On that note, I'd like to hand it back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, others, for declaring the winner. Congratulations for all the winners. Let us give a big applause for each and every one of them. Now, I would like to ask the guest about today's speech, our meeting, how it is. Please appraise about our meeting, whether how you enjoyed it or whoever it is, all the guests or even the Toastmasters or Anadatta. I think Anadatta wants to speak.
First of all, I would like to thank whoever contacted me first to be here for today's meeting. Yeah, I know. I wanted to thank him for that because it was a great opportunity for me to meet His Holiness Puja Gurudev Joseph Benedict. And I've been trying to meet you for a long time, and it's a great opportunity. And I'm happy to know that TMOD is my very close friend, and he has been supporting me a lot in the contest. And I really, I'm very happy to be here with all of you, learned a lot. And I just wanted to say my another good friend joined at the end, Rajesh, area director. We have been in touch on almost on a daily basis. So very good. Just a note, if in case anyone is interested in taking up roles outside your club in USA or in Dubai, UAE, or in Kuwait, Bahrain, please let me know because I'm actively involved in all those clubs. And do get in touch with me. I would love to give speech slots also to our president if he wants to complete his second pathways and become DTM in pathways. Thank you for the opportunity. With your permission, I will leave because I have to leave for another, household work.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anadatta, for your appraisal. Is there anyone who can give us the? Yeah, Mr. Saurav wants to.
I think this we can remove now, right? It will go.
Made a trap for.
Sorry, sir. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a task reaching here. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say something. Today there was a good realization that came to my mind. This is one of the many hybrid meetings that I've attended. And whenever we want to do a hybrid meeting, we talk about getting a venue, and it's becoming very expensive now. I think everyone after COVID the prices have escalated, the rentals have escalated. But this is a nice format, and I think we will do more of this. It's more like a group study kind of an environment where we are meeting at someone's house and then someone else, or you can think of it like a cluster, right? I mean, a few people can meet up at someone's house, other group can meet up at someone's house, and we can connect virtually, and we can connect also in person. We can make a hybrid. Thank you so much, Speechweavers, for giving me this idea. I am going to implement this in the next few months. And this is this is Toastmaster Joseph's son's house, and I'm pretty sure that all of us will have, we don't need to have a big hall. We don't need to spend a lot of money on rentals. We can just meet in someone's drawing room, 4 of us, and then 4 of us can sit in someone else's drawing room, and we can connect. And this is a very beautiful setup that they have done. No expensive microphones here, no equalizers, no graphic equalizers, no flashy dashboards, just a very simple homely setting. Gives a very warm feeling. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph, for giving us and to your family for doing this and giving us a wonderful idea. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And really happy the way it was done. It actually is going to open a new direction for District 92. Thank you so much.
We're going to have a snacks.
Thank you so much. That's even nicer.
Thank you.
I think Speechweavers, I think you guys have to give listen to our guidance to other club members, those who are planning for the hybrid meeting. Even Del Sukti, we have planned a hybrid meeting coming week. I will connect with you guys to get some inputs. It's really, I think this is Speech is the first club in our area successfully conducted that hybrid meeting. It's a great achievement. I don't know whether we are from our division. Very few clubs have conducted hybrid meeting in our division. So you are also joining in that group. That's a great thing. Yeah, I think one more thing coming 19th June, Division B has arranged in-person meeting. So I would like to invite you all to attend this meeting. I hope you have seen meeting invite in our Division B group. Please share it with your club members, and please you attend this meeting on 19th June Sunday evening at 3 p.m. Venue is inside the EGL. Yeah, I will once again forward that message to you guys. Attend the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Joseph sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. And I also, I did not see you in the beginning, but all of a sudden you appeared, and warm welcome to you. I thought you could at least join since you are in Bangalore, you could have joined us also. You are not in Bangalore, okay?
I'm not in Bangalore. So, next week I'll be there. Wednesday I'll be there. So soon I'll meet you guys.
Even our own members are still in Bangalore. They were not able to attend. I have no idea. But I wanted that after 2 years of gap, I thought most of them were very happy to attend. But I'm thankful to others, the DTM Milind and past President Mayur, and also the director, our district division director, Saurav was present here. I'm very happy for that one. And I'm going to host a very good snacks and coffee for them.
Oh my God.
And
I'm going to miss that.
And those people who have not, especially I requested Vandana, but she missed all these things. Anyway, thank you so much for at least appearing on the screen. I'm very happy to see you, Beta. This is my, what I would say, that I was eagerly waiting since you were in Bangalore. But unfortunately, you have your work responsibility also. I appreciate that one. And you answered also because of your inability to come. Thank you so much. Once again, I have a nice evening. I'm going to adjourn.
Toastmaster Priscilla.
Can I ask Toastmaster Priscilla to give her opinion on this meeting?
Actually, I think, hi everyone, I'm Priscilla, and I'm from Money and UKL Toastmasters, that's in Malaysia. So yes, so thank you Toastmaster Adash for bringing me here. So now I get to see a hybrid meeting in action. So the funny thing about hybrid meeting is my club is, they might try to do a hybrid meeting, but I have no idea, what it would look like. So being here in this meeting has given me some ideas about hybrid meeting, and I am thankful for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Priscilla, for your appreciation on this hybrid meeting. I now adjourn the meeting number 667.